Tucker Carlson talks with Joe Rogan about Donald Trump and the moment that he lost faith in the mainstream narrative. I'm Rob on the right. Let's go take a look.
When did you start having this opinion?
I'd been in journalism since I was a kid, so of course I'd run into a lot of people who had crazy views on a lot of different topics. Probably unlike you, I didn't have any opinions like that. I was like, fluoride, come on. 9/11, shut up. Yeah. UFOs, you're fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
Sounds like someone swallowed a red pill.
Just like I had this reflexive, I'm ashamed of it. I'm not bragging about it. But it was 2017, and really it was the Trump campaign. It wasn't that I was like so in love with Trump, though I've always liked Trump because he's like hilarious and charming and all that. But I wasn't like a Trumper or anything.
Tucker, you don't got to lie to kick it. We all know you're a Trumper at heart. But hey, it's not a bad word.
But it was watching that campaign, particularly his claim that they were spying on him. The intel services and federal law enforcement, FBI, do not spy on presidential campaigns. Like, that's so out of the realm.
Are you sure?
Crazy. Like, that could never happen.
Are you sure?
There's no democracy in a system like that. And then that turned out to be true. And I knew it was true. And that just blew my mind. So I began a process still ongoing of reassessing a lot of other things. Like, okay, well, if that was not true, what else is not true?
Welcome to the rabbit hole, Tucker. I mean, I think we've all gone through this. I think it's part of maturation, part of becoming an adult. I mean, we dispensed with the idea that Santa Claus is real, correct? But we still carry that forward. So I have a question within the context of this discussion. What is the value of those stories that are not true in our culture in the larger context of wanting to live in the world of truth?
Deception is always bad. Like, lying is bad in it. And it's bad not just in a legal sense in that it can be illegal to lie, but it's bad. It's like bad for you. Like, it rots you. Like, being a liar makes you a bad person. When you lie, you are serving evil. There's a moral quality to it that's inescapable.
I agree.
And very obvious. And only like advanced civilizations ignore that. Lying is bad. And so if you have lying at scale, which we have.
I guess that's what misinformation is about, the fake news. We've created a culture of dishonesty, and we're okay with it.
Lying or honesty. Mm-hmm. Maybe just assess everything that way. Is someone lying? Right. I don't care what your justification for it is. Lying about vaccines. They've lied a lot about vaccines. And they've done it, I think, in most cases because they feel like they're serving some greater good.
I'm sure they do.
Narrative,
right? We can't tell people that there are vaccine injuries because they won't get vaccines, which are good for a big population. I understand the thinking.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that. The ends don't always justify the means. I mean, I like to know what's going in my medicine. As far as vaccines go, I'd prefer to know all the data. I want to know the efficacy as well as I want to know if there are any dangers. I can weigh the two myself. I'm an adult. I can make decisions.
How about this? You can't participate in lying. Yeah. You can't lie.
You can't lie. And you can't.
Period, though. You can't lie about anything. Just don't lie about anything. Try to tell the truth all the time. If you can't say something that's true, just don't say it.
Right.
You're not required to say everything you think, obviously, and you shouldn't say everything you think.
That's where I actually fail sometimes. I overshare. I might even overshare on this show. I'm lucky I can edit myself, but it's part of why I started the show, to get it all out.
But you should never lie. And if you just stick with that, like, you get pretty quickly back to reason and order, don't you?
I love that sentiment. I mean, who could argue against that? I mean, do you really want to build a country or even your family or even your own self on lies and mistruth? Don't you really want to know the truth? I think that's part of why I say I'm Mr. Right or I'm Rob Right and I drop the W, because I do want to be right. And in order to be right, you've got to embrace the truth.
I would much rather live in a monarchy where everyone thinks the king has been assigned by God to rule over us and his whims are law. And, that makes sense. I don't like it, but at least it has internal coherence.
Right.
When they stand up and pass a $60 billion funding bill for Ukraine, when 70% of the population doesn't want it, when they're ignoring the actual problems in our country, like the economy and the border, and they're hauling in Congress over the weekend to pass something that people don't want, while ignoring the things that people do want, and if they do the same kind of thing again and again for like 50 years, and they call it a democracy, that will drive you insane.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, I get it. As far as life goes, you want to keep your head cool and calm at all times. You don't want to like go flying off the handle because of something that Tucker says. But I have to admit, it slightly triggers me as well. The fact that our government is willing to go ahead and send tons of cash overseas without taking care of the problems here at home.
Because it's just too dishonest. Why not just say, we don't give a shit what you want. We are getting something out of this Ukraine funding, whether it's like the thrill of being masters of the universe or whether it's money from the defense contractors, whatever we're getting out of it is more important to us than your opinion. This is not self-government. You don't run this country. We do. Shut up and obey. If they at least said that, you'd be like, okay, I get it. Those are the terms. But if I get another fucking lecture from Joe Scarborough about defending democracy, when this is not a democracy, it's not even a close approximation of a democracy, then I'm going to go crazy because I just can't deal with the lying.
Oh, Tucker effing and a jeffing over there. I have to agree with the guy. The lies in this country have just, hit the maximum. I think people in general are getting sick and tired of being lied to. They're lied to by the media. They're lied to by the politicians. I mean, it becomes a norm, and it's not how we built society. We did not build society off of lies. I like it when Tucker says that if we just keep it to truths, everything kind of goes back to normal. I think this is important. It's a wake-up call for us to get back to telling the truth, to being honest with our thoughts. Sure, don't overshare. You don't always have to say everything. Go and tell everybody what's on your mind. Sometimes, you could be offensive, and that's up to you to decide that. That's not up to the government to decide what's offensive. It's important for us to exercise our First Amendment rights. That's why I'm here doing this on this channel. We need to discuss these things out in open, but use your internal governing system to make sure you don't offend people out of the conversation. Well, if you like discussions like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's the only way you'll be informed when I upload a new video. Well, I'm Rob on the right. Until the next time, see you around the campus.